battlers.
You know you missed the bongos. Alright, you battlers, we are back with another series of battles against a subscriber whom I don't think I have featured on the channel before. And I really need to do that more often, you know, to feature subscribers. I think it's fun. So I guess let me know if subscriber battles is something you would like to see more of, or should I do Sinister Cheese, or should I go full meta tryhard? I really don't know. I really don't know which way I'm going to lean forward at this point. Now, the first thing I want to bring up is this. Look at this. I've never seen anybody so far, at least, use or feature Blaziken for Sinister. Who uses a Blaziken? I mean, you have the Blast Burn, you have the Blaze Kick, and he does have the counter with a high attack stat, so I could kind of see how he could be used, but Blaziken for Sinister kind of feels a little more risky than Blaziken did for Kingdom. I don't know. If you have any crazy strats with Blaziken for Sinister Cup, let me know. Throw it in the comments below. The next thing I would like to bring up, Trainer Rem, is this right here, okay? This was the thumbnail for my last upload, I guess. You know, this is my latest thumbnail from the previous video. I was, you know, a little rusty. I've been out of the YouTube scene for a minute. I was kind of at a mental roadblock as to what I should do for my thumbnail, so I decided, you know what, I'll just keep it simple. I'll keep it funny. I gave the Driftblim some evil eyes, Sinister Scrims, PokémonGO PvP. Kept it simple. So on Twitter here, after I posted this, Trainer M hits me up, says, yo girl, one of us is gonna have to change. Shrug. Now I can see why. At first I was like, what are you talking about? But I can see why. So if you look at his thumbnail here, which by the way, I think is a lot better than the one I put up, but he's got himself there, Metagross, pretty cool in the background. He's got, you know, Pokemon Go, he's got the logo, whatever. But then Sinister Scrims in a corner. It's pretty similar. Now, his obviously was before mine. I did mine after the fact. With that being said, I'm not going to call it Sinister Scrims anymore. I'm going to respect it. I'm going to change. Now these are going to be Sinister Battle Series. Why? I don't know. It sounds good. It's different. Hey, you know, Sinister Scrims, we will leave that to Trainer Rem. But moving on, he came here for PvP. So let's get into some PvP. Yes, LoordVolta, been a long time subscriber, very, very active by all means on YouTube, Twitter, etc. And we've done a lot of battles, so shout out to LoordVolta here. Now, out of respect for LoordVolta, you know, again, we have battled a lot in the past. His performance in these battles really do not do him justice at all. Not even close to doing him justice for his performance that I've seen before. He might have just been feeling a little bit off, but at the same time, PvP is kind of broken right now. Bruh. Niantic. Not like I can realistically just do more, you know, mass PvP and then pick one that I want to feature. This is just one that I still had. So this is what we're going to use. But LoordVolta, anyway, here we go. Let's do this. First thing to get into is our teams. So for my team, I'm pretty sure this is the same thing I had in the last upload. And I realize now at this point, this format and everything I have going on here, this is not working. This looks bad. This looks really, really bad. I thought it looked really good in my mind, you know, when I was conceptualizing it or thinking about it. You know, the concept seemed great, but this looks bad. This is going to change. I'll make it look better, okay? Just give me a little bit of time. So for my team, again, Empoleon, Gardevoir, Mawile, Driftblim, Bastiodon, and then Primeape. For LoordVolta's team, okay? This is pretty meta. A lot of good picks. I thought it was interesting. I actually mentioned this in my last video and he did it. He brought Bastiodon and Steelix both on the same team of 6. Kind of a tricky strategy, you know. I think you're gonna have good coverage with both options. You know, he's keeping his options open. I respect it. Dusclops, Bastiodon, Poliwrath, Alolan Marowak, Cresselia, and then Steelix. So without further ado here, let's get into these stinking battles, shall we? I don't think I had a great open here from what I remember. Oh yeah, because I had Empoleon and he opened up with Poliwrath. That's not ideal. I did notice right off the bat, if you see there, his Poliwrath has Mud Shot, not Bubble. I kind of had almost a sigh of relief, also since I noticed he has Power Up Punch. So the reason I say that is since he's sacrificing the Bubble on the Poliwrath against the Sinister meta, that's going to give me more breathing room. I'm going to be less, you know, stressed out. I'm not going to be as scared of the Bubble damage because it has Mud Shot. I was thinking, I don't remember if I ended up finding out or not, but I was thinking he actually ended up running Mud Shot, Power Up Punch, and then Hydro Pump. We'll have to see as we get into these battles because there's 2 more after this first best of 3. Now, as you can see against the Dusclops, I'm not going to be resisting the Hex. Hex is going to deal neutral. Ghost to fighting is going to be neutral damage, but I was able to get off a Night Slash, so it did considerable damage against the Dusclops. At this point, I'm going to come back in with this Empoleon to do the waterfall damage and to build up a little bit of energy. and I'm going to reserve the shield. I'm going to take at least one attack from the Dusclops, reserve the shield, wait till he goes back into this Poliwrath. And I can't really, say it was a moveset prediction, but my thought was, if I'm actually going to go in with a Mudshot Poliwrath for the Sinister Cup meta, it's not very likely that I'm going to go Mudshot and then Ice Punch. I mean, possibly Mudshot, Ice Punch, then Dynamic Punch, but if I have Power Up Punch, I'm going for Mudshot, Power Up Punch, and then Hydro Pump. That was just my thoughts on it. But we're faring pretty well for the most part since we played around him not having bubble on his Poliwrath, and I did get the boost. As you can see, I'm boosted right now with the shiny balloon. And okay, there it is. So I did predict it correctly with his moveset. He had the Hydro Pump, so it was a good thing I saved the shields and I did not use them against what obviously were going to be power-up punches, right? Counter moves. Now he's going for the Shadow Punch against me. I'm going to invest the shield that I saved. We're going for another Ominous Wind, which we're boosted at this point, so it's looking pretty good. Now at this point, since my defense is boosted as well from Ominous Wind, I'm going to be going for, what did I just go for? I should have gone for the Shadow Ball. I did, okay. I'm going for the Shadow Ball against the Steelix. I just want to end the game. And we come back in with the Empoleon, do the waterfall damage, and that's GG's game 1. Let's move on to game 2. Now, leading into game 2 here, I really did like how Primeape performed in game 1. He has that surprise factor, so I decided to still include him in my team of 3. But one thing I did switch up, I brought Bastiodon, also I brought Gardevoir here, okay? Now Gardevoir might not make the most sense against his team of 6 because he has Marowak, Bastiodon, and Steelix. I don't know why he would, but if he brings all 3 of those, that's going to put me in a really rough position if I have the Gardevoir, right? But I was counting on him, not counting on that, so I could use the Gardevoir. Anyways, this is really not an ideal matchup. This is not where Bastiodon wants to be, stuck in against a Poliwrath. Honestly, I don't know why in the moment I decided to shield that Power-Up Punch. That was kind of a waste of a shield, but I ended up going for it. Apparently, okay. I'm a savage, dude. Apparently, I double shield Power-Up Punches against a Poliwrath, playing like a total scrub, playing like a total noob, to be honest, but I think I was just trying to go for that other Stone Edge, because I can come in here with the Charm Gardevoir, completely delete and YOLO the Poliwrath. The bad news is this Alolan Marowak comes back in. That's going to be GG's for Gardevoir, except, as you saw, he opted to go for Bone Club. I'm not even sure if he had access to the Shadow Ball at that point, but I'm shieldless, so maybe he just thought the Bone Club would do more damage. Maybe, the lesson we can learn from this is Bone Club does not do that much damage. Bone Club is bad. It's a bad move. Even if it's going to be, super effective like that, it's not going to do that much damage. It's not ideal. Now, this situation was crazy. This was nuts. So I have the Spam Master of the Sinister Cup meta left, right? I have the Legacy Primeape, counter Cross Chop, and the Night Slash up against the Steelix. If his Steelix hits an Earthquake, it's going to be really bad news for me. But the good news is, either he didn't reach it, or he just didn't get to it, because I had double Cross Chop, and that's going to be GG's. He only had 1 shield left. Let's go. I'm like, okay, he doesn't like Primeape. How about I lead with the Primeape? So, we did. We ended up just leading with the Primeape. He opens with Bastiodon. This is perfect. This is so good. Primeape loves this. Primeape absolutely loves this. I don't know why he hasn't swapped out or switched yet at this point. Maybe he just wants to play it out and move on with the rest of the battle. Either way, I respect it. It kind of made me question his team composition for this round and what he brought. I was like, okay, if you're not swapping out, what else do you have? Is that going to be your strategy to let the Bastiodon go and then rely on your other 2? Either way, I mean, that was something I was counting on, which is why I brought the Mawile this time that has Bite, so I can take care of those ghosties, right? Now, we're going to be going straight for the Iron Head against the Steelix. There'd be absolutely no reason to go for a play rough against the Steelix. Unfortunately, the TM struggle is very, very real. I don't have Power-Up Punch. I don't think I'm going to get it. I'm back down to 0 TMs again. For the Mewtwo Raid Hour, I got 2 charge TMs. That was it. No fast TMs, just 2 charge TMs. And I used it on another Mawile that I have, a shiny one that has Fire Fang, and I was trying to get Power Punch on that one, but it didn't happen. Life goes on. PvP struggles, right? We're going for another Iron Head against the Steelix. I don't know why I decided to invest those shields into Mawile at this point. Maybe because I wanted to get rid of the Steelix threat. I'm not too sure. I just didn't want to get deleted by an Earthquake and be in a bad position for the rest of this battle, right? Considerable. Sometimes I just follow my gut in battle. I just do what feels right, and you know, sometimes it ends up working out perfectly, just like it has so far here. So he gets off the Shadow Punch. I am able to hex him down before he does anything else, and that's GG's. Very GG's. LoordVolta, GG's my guy. I asked him after that too. I said, why did you not use your shields? He said it was pointless with that Primeape because that Primeape was going to spam city, which it did. Respect the Primeape. If you see a Primeape in your opponent's lineup for Sinister, definitely do not underestimate it. But that is going to be it for this Sinister Battle Series video. So GG's to LoordVolta, GG's to the battles, and GG's to the video because it's all over. As always, if you enjoy, subscribe if you feel my vibe, and power up, punch the notification bell for all the PvP content. And this is the last time you're going to see this terrible layout. With whatever is going on with this, you're not going to see this anymore. This just looks bad. So battlers, take it one battle at a time and have a good freaking day.